In case if you missed our last two episodes, we are currently traveling across the entire length of Russia via the Trans-Siberian Railway, which currently holds the record of being the longest railway system in the world. Now we've arrived close to the Mongolian border in a city called Ulan-Ude, because this city is located in the Republic of Buryat, which are home to Buryatians and their ancestors trace back to Mongolian origin. So in this episode, we're gonna explore the Buddhism hub of Russia and learn more about Buryatians' culture, traditions, and food to show you the side of Russia that not a lot of people know about. So from the last episode in Khabarovsk, we took a 2-night oversleeper train to Ulan-Ude. Quas lucky because we actually met a very sweet Russian family from Moscow who were traveling with 2 super cute and smart kids.
Hello. Я только сею. Если на колокольчик, что не плескать.
Молодец. Настоящий блогер.
And because of them, these 2 days on the train passed so fast. When you're on a train with strangers for a couple of days, it kind of feels like becoming a little family and you miss them when they leave. But anyway, we've arrived in Ulan-Ude, so let this adventure begins. Good morning, guys. We actually arrived yesterday in Ulan-Ude, the capital of Buryat in eastern Siberia region of Russia. We're so excited because this city feels completely different to other Russian cities we have seen. It's like we have teleported in a time capsule for the last 30 years back into the past. As you guys might know, Russia is a very diverse country just because there are lots of different ethnicity, and this region, why it's so special is because we are actually so close to the border of Mongolia. You can literally drive there within a day, and that's why there are lots of people that looks like Asian here. Apparently these people are actually called Buryatians. There's 30% living in Ulan-Ude and there's 60% Russians living in this city, and they are actually the descendants of ancient Mongolic tribe. They are the first people who settled in this piece of land, and apparently they actually speak very similar language as Mongolians as well. And today we're gonna see how different this city is like compared to other cities in Russia. On our way to our first place, we actually saw this right here. If you guys are not familiar with this drink in Russia, it's called Quas. We tried it in Khabarovsk last time. It is a very interesting drink, and the lady is actually pouring out from a machine like that right there.
Yeah, it's a so popular Russian summer drink that it's make you so refreshed and tastes like a bit like a beer but without alcohol, little bit alcohol inside. Just like 0.1 something. The 3 milliliters, 0.3, it's at 26 rubles. Crazy, so cheap here. 0.5 it's 38 rubles. Which one you want? 0.5?
I want the smallest one.
Здрасте, дайте, пожалуйста, маленький стаканчик 330 мл.
Apparently, Quas is actually a very popular Russian drink that is made from rye bread through fermentation process.
Sweet.
It is so vintage. It comes from a barrel, and I think the lady actually built this like whole barrel herself, and it becomes a tap you can drink. And we're starting the day with this nice good
Russian drink.
Ooh, it's nice. Yeah,
Refreshing.
It's nice to start the day with this. Oh my goodness. And I also just then saw some really old vintage buses. They look really old.
I really feel like when my mother was young, it feels like this, the people talk differently. Everything looks so differently.
Wow, look how old that tram is as well. And also, I think the lady is actually manually broadcasting messages. See, she is holding a microphone actually. And she looks like a boss with the sunglasses on.
Because she's saying in the microphone, station number 1, station number 2, or station name like this.
I didn't think they would still manually talk about the stations.
Typical Russian train, they just take a microphone and they say, this is station number 1. Next station will be like this. Door is gonna close now.
This is a public transportation?
Yep.
Wow.
It's called marshrutka.
Okay.
This is faster than bus.
I want to say Russia has so many interesting transportation that I've never seen before. The closest I can imagine is like a minibus, you know? But it looks like everyone has to squeeze into the minibus. Marshrutka. Marshrutka.
Marshrutka.
Need to pronounce the R sound. Today we will show you a different side of Russia. We're actually going to try some Mongolian, actually Buryatian cuisines, which is somehow related to Mongolian as well. Because we're also so close to the Mongolian border as well, they actually sell some really interesting products at supermarkets apparently. So hopefully we're going to find out more later. To better describe the taste of this drink, it tastes a bit like beer, but without the alcohol. And it has this like sweet and sour taste. And also, it kind of tastes like pickled juice, you know, in a way. And also it has a bit of gas inside. So it's kind of like a little bit of soda drink.
Yeah, I agree. It's tasty. Before, I never liked drinking this drink, Quas, but now I feel like a grow up.
Yeah, treat it like a juice, I guess.
Yeah.
Tasty. Where's the number plate?
Ooh.
Guys, standing behind me here, those one right there, they actually apparently garages. Typically, you know, in Australia, garage are linked with the house, right? But here in Russia, it's very typical that is separate, and a whole row of garage like this.
It can be even far away from your home.
It's for car, no? But you need to use the car every day.
Yes, you just take a bus, come to garage, take a car, after leave your car in garage and go home by bus.
Why don't you just leave the car on the street then? It's so inefficient.
Inside garage, usually we save a lot of things. This is not only for car. Inside we can have some underground thing that we'll put inside potato, carrot. For winter time, we're saving there. I'll show you. We'll go to my father's garage in my city later in another episode. It will be so fun.
Shocking. Oh my goodness. It's like a storage container, you know?
Super vintage car.
Yeah, there's so many vintage cars in this city.
And
Yeah.
usually when we are young, we are jumping on top of garage. It's like a fun kid playing game.
Huh? You jump on top of garage.
Yes.
How old were you?
Maybe 12?
We study in Hong Kong. And now we are going to an underpass. Usually in Russia, underpass is full of shopping items. It's kind of like a mini mall in a way. And it looks like they sell a lot of different products here as well. But most of the sellers, they're actually very Asian looking, which is so shocking here in Russia for me. So it looks like they sell kind of like camping gears, some pots, stove, speakers, some bags, and some watches over here. Backpacks like this, sunglasses booth right there, some t-shirts and jackets. Wow. Hello. Is this like very old style?
Yeah, this is
What are
super
these
old
right
style.
here?
I don't know actually. Sera, это чтобы кушать? This is natural sofa for eating. You can chew it.
Sulfur
Sofa.
from the volcano. Sulfur, yellow. So this one right here, apparently it's a mouth freshener. It's originally made in Baikal. Sulfur.
Yeah. This is directly from Baikal. My mother usually like to chewing this.
This looks highly suspicious. Should we try?
Okay. Можно
Just like a
маленькую,
small pack.
пожалуйста?
Is it edible? Like you should eat it or just chew it and spit it
Нужно
out?
только жевать, да, не глотать. Only chewing, no,
Oh, chewing.
no eat.
Oh, it's like a gum. Oh, she's chewing it. Oh, it's like a gum. Wow, this is hard. Highly suspicious looking.
Как вам удобно, можете повторно жевать. Он натуральный, он ничего не будет.
Ага, понятно. Спасибо. She said it's a natural from Baikal can chewy. In the start you need to chew a bit faster because it can be stick to your teeth, and later you can just chew it like whole day. Maybe you can chew a second time even.
Chew it whole day.
Yeah.
Second time, what, you
Yeah.
put it back in plastic and you reuse it
Yes.
later? What?
They say it's natural. Let's try a little bit. Faster. My mother gave me this one. My mother loved it. I keep for my mother. Usually people, they like to eating bubble gum, normal bubble gum, but because they're so tired of bubble gum and don't like it, decided chewing this one.
It has no taste at all.
Have a little bit,
It doesn't have taste.
like
Come
strange taste. Not sweet, not salty, nothing. Just like strange, like sour taste.
It's just like chewing a gum with no flavor. That's all I can describe it.
They're saying this sulfur is healthy. If you chew this, you can kill sickness. Like when you have temperature, when you feel coughing, if you chew this, you can like recover.
Tastes so bad. I'll spit it out. I don't
You
like
chew
it.
it second time.
Keep for supper? No, thank you. Yeah. Wow, what is this? It's so colorful here. Oh, they sell all kinds of different perfumes.
Cosmetics.
Cosmetics. Oh, she opened the window. Wow, they sell some really old vintage toys as well.
When I was young, I played this like little toy. That's so old. They
This
just
looks really old. Please.
jumping like.
Wow, look at that one. So strange here. Here's normal stairs. This one here is like a bit softer.
Because in the winter, everywhere is snow, so you don't want to fall down, right?
Oh,
this
that
is
makes
make
sense.
you good.
Is it because
stable.
like stairs will be like frozen and slippery, and that one won't?
Yep.
Interesting. Something that you only see in Russia.
Because in the winter here it's -40.
I don't know why, because I see some Asians here. I feel like they will see me as part of them, you know? So I feel inclusive.
Yes, you're like a local here.
I'm like a local here. Я местный.
I'm местный. Я too. Me too. This is my young childhood memory when we just go outside and we're buying like this. She will think I'm white. And we buy like these seeds. If she's selling seeds, I don't know what she sells. Oh.
Дары наши дойди.
Это что такое?
Орешки.
Орешки?
пробуй.
А.
Калина пропали.
This is nuts. I thought it was seeds. Я думала, это семечки.
Орешки. И настоящая жвачка таежная.
Вот мы
Смоляная листьяная. Жвачку жуете?
жвачку жуем, да.
Серу.
Ага.
По-местному, на местном.
Вкусно.
жаргоне. Орешки возьми.
Спасибо.
Серку жую.
Серку жуем.
Молодцы.
Молодцы.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like people in this region are very friendly. I think also because of the diversity as well. Different cultures, different traditions. In general, people are more acceptable and they smile a lot more here, I feel like.
This woman actually, she's selling nuts. I thought she's selling seeds. When I was young, they usually selling seeds in this cup. And you just buy for like 5 rubles, put in some paper and just eat like this.
Really?
Yeah, that's so my childhood. Now don't have in my city anymore. In Moscow don't have, like only this city. First time seeing like this. She's selling a strawberry for $3 per like this box. And this is from usually Russian garden because it's only in the summer we have strawberry. That's why people love eating strawberry. Just now this woman, she's like, oh, you're already eating the sofa? Oh, good, good, good. Another woman coming, she's like, oh, see, they already eating our Baikal sofa. Oi, молодцы, молодцы. So good, good, good.
So it looks like to be a very common product in this region that everyone should try when they come here. We came across these really unique balconies of this very old building. Looks like a Soviet Union styled balcony with this metal railing in a special pattern you can see.
In different republic in Russia have different pattern. For example, my Tatarstan republic have like this pattern and Buryatian have another pattern. They have like this pattern. So I think maybe it looks a little bit similar. Yeah, it looks so similar.
So our plan currently is actually heading to Central because apparently the Central has a lot of interesting things here in Ulan-Ude. And today is actually our 2-year anniversary together.
Yes, today 18 July, exactly 2 years since we started dating.
I can't believe we are celebrating in Russia, especially in Ulan-Ude as well.
So today you do something special or eat something special.
I think it's going to be a really eventful day today. So guys, we've made it to Central, and in Central compared to other local areas, it's so different because there's so many Western architectures and European architectures over here as well. Suddenly, we got teleported into a modern world with European architectures all of a sudden, and it's so well maintained in this area. See, Ulan-Ude is the kind of place that is super diverse, including its cuisine as well, because I guess we are kind of close to China in a way as well, and you can see some restaurants, like Chinese restaurants over there. Cafe Wang's. Wang is a Chinese surname, so I assume this is a Chinese restaurant as well. But today, we are getting deep into the Buryatian culture by trying Buryatian food only. So, we're gonna eat some dumplings now.
Yeah, let's go, I'm so hungry. Go that side.
Oh my goodness. I've only seen this in old American movies. There's so many of these vintage cars in this city. I was wondering if these kind of cars will make a comeback in Russia. What I mean by like, you know how these days young people, they use the film cameras now? Maybe like in a few years time, people start using these old vintage cars again. I think also because I'm from Hong Kong, I've never seen this kind of cars in my life at all. Real quick before we continue exploring Ulan-Ude, as you can imagine, on this Russian Trans-Siberian series, we're going to be on trains a lot. And sometimes it can be quite difficult to sleep, especially because there's always bright light environments in the train. I think personally I'm okay with the noise itself, but when it comes to bright light, I'm very sensitive to light in general, which is why I always have this bad boy with me, the Manta sleep mask, which is an absolute lifesaver in this case, and I'm sure you've seen in many of our previous videos, we always use these sleep masks as well, so big shout out for them for sponsoring this video. The coolest thing about this sleep mask right here is the cushion right here that surrounds your eyes, so you won't feel like something is pressing on your eyes. And also the fact that this sleep mask is adjustable, so you won't feel too tight when you wear it. So personally, I like the original one, but Alina actually got the silk mask, which is supposed to be more comfortable as well. Now, Manta Sleep also has a lot of other sleep sleep masks as well, including the sound mask. I think they actually just released a pink version of the sound mask, and also many other therapeutic ones like the cool mask, steam mask, and also weighted mask, so you can check it out on their website. This is something that we bring with us literally everywhere we go, and I can't express how amazing they are, especially their lifesavers on this train series as well. So if you're interested in grabbing one of these, then you can head over to the link in the description and use our code Justin and Alina to get 10% off at checkout.
So this is local style cafe. Usually in Ulan-Ude they have a lot of more like a restaurant style, but we decided to come here because the review here is amazing. People saying it's so delicious.
It's 5, yeah? 4.7?
It's 4.7, almost 5. And usually how to eat this boozy. So I ordered 4 for Justin, 4 for me. This normal portion to make it ourselves full. And usually how to eat this, you need to eat with your hand. I know we need to do some hole here in the middle and suck the juice first, and after you can eat the dumpling.
Alina is like a guide now, so I'm just gonna follow her lead.
Okay. Wow, so juicy.
Wow, the dough is like a sponge, you know? It's so soft, and the meat inside, it's kind of like a burger meat, you know? It's like a burger patty inside with so juicy meat. That's delicious. Wow. This might be one of my favorite dumplings in the world.
Wow.
In the world, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, it's so tasty.
It's really tasty. So good. It is one of the best dumplings I've ever had in my life. It's a huge compliment
Wow.
coming from a foodie.
Justin's so foodie.
I think I like Ulan-Ude now. Oh yeah, we're taking marshrutka again. Probably like Russian locals, they don't think like this. But for me,
Здрасте, оплатить сразу или потом?
this is always my vibe with marshrutka. It's always like so tightly squeezed. Not a lot of handles around as well.
Yeah, can be a lot of people inside too, like 30 plus.
This is not so bad actually compared to the one in Georgia we took. But again, there's no handles around. Not there actually.
Also can pay here cash or through the bank. Transfer through the phone number. Yeah,
This is the bank account number.
No, this phone number. Pay when you get out from the machine.
I see how it works now.
Go.
Out of space. It is really hot at the back here.
Yeah, so hot.
Wow, what a rare occasion. We get seats on marshrutka.
And now we need to go there for around 1 hour.
So where are we going next?
Next we're going to Ethnographic Museum, and this is a special place where they showing Buryatian traditional home style and like how they before lived in the past. And also they have something special, which is they have a kind of sanctuary for animals, and they also have bears, which I'm so surprised and I really want to see that.
It's getting really hot in here, and there's no aircon as well.
Just small little open window in front.
Unbelievable. Inner peace. Inner peace.
So later to get out from this marshrutka, we need to say in Russian like, can you stop please on next station?
Can you stop please next station?
No, in Russian. Остановитесь, пожалуйста. Остановитесь.
Aston Martin.
Остановитесь, пожалуйста.
Aston
На следующий, пожалуйста.
Oh, like that.
Остановите, пожалуйста. We've arrived at the next destination, and this destination is actually really popular here in Ulan-Ude as well. It's just right outside of the city. Just now we took a marshrutka for around maybe 30 minutes, and we've arrived here. And this place, why it's so special is because you could actually learn about the Buryatian culture and history here in this region.
And you can actually see the bear here inside.
Because there's a sanctuary here, so
Yeah,
there are
this
lots
is-
of animals that they take in.
Don't worry, this is bear is not treated in a bad condition. This is bear, they save him from the forest fire. That's why now he is there. Просто два взрослых Билета. Remember earlier we saw nuts on street that grandma selling? This usually is from this inside. They open this and get nuts from this.
Turns out everything they said on the internet how this is a sanctuary for animals doesn't match in real life. The animals here are in so poor conditions, in small cages, and the place was not well maintained at all, and it looks like the animals were being mistreated here. And when we walked around the place, we heard many people who said about the same thing as well. We really hope that this place could get better, and to be honest, if we know about this earlier, we don't think we could come here at all, just because we don't want to support this kind of animal abuse. Especially seeing the bear, such a big bear inside a cage in such a small confined spaces as well. It looks so sad and we feel really painful about this. So this one right here, apparently, it's an old house lived by some
Buryatian guy before, a long time ago in
1892 it says, but this was not originally here. This was originally in Irkutsk, which is an area near Baikal as well, around Baikal as well. This house was moved here in the 1975.
Yeah,
and apparently this is a normal house. They say inside the interior has Russian interior design with a bit of mix of Buryatian as well.
Oh, let's see. Oh, this I know. It's called samovar, teapot.
This looks simple but comfortable, I guess. This is called a winter house. Where's the wood fire? Do you think that's a wood fire?
Yes, this one wood fire.
Because I was thinking this is called a winter house. Irkutsk should be pretty cold as well, so...
Usually now in village Russian people still using this one.
I wish I can go in. I want to see the house.
Me too. Yeah, they even have, I don't know, it's a horse saddle.
Yeah, it's a horse saddle. So it was saying that the main furniture inside this apartment is that most of them are in Russian interior design. They're all Russian like kind of furnitures, whereas for example, like the carpets like these ones here. And also you can see on the sofa just then there was some animal fur. Those are more Buryatian style of furnitures inside. So it's a kind of mix of Buryatian and Russian style of living.
This is the Buryatian traditional costume.
The costume style, it kind of reminds me of Mongolia a little bit.
It's all different tribes. I guess this one, for example, number 6, it's a man and woman different tribe dress. And that one, number 5, it's also traditional, but another tribe. So this one, it's a summer type of Buryatian houses. Usually they come to here when it's summertime and spend time with family together, but after when it becomes super cold, because you know in this region sometimes it can be -40, that's why they move to this kind of type of house, which is like more warmer and inside have wood fire. And this one, it's a summer kitchen. So usually inside, I don't know, I cannot film because they block it with some window here. But inside, it's like in the middle, some special thing for making milk vodka. Usually they drink before milk vodka.
Milkies.
Milkies.
With alcohol.
So interesting. I think for me this kind of type of history is so interesting because it's kind of related to me, and I don't know, it feels like, because before when I was young I used to go to village and I used to see this kind of houses. So I'm like, interesting, they live the same like us.
So you're saying this would have been you a few hundred years ago?
This been me 20 years ago. Whee! Oi.
Not even close.
Oi.
5 years later.
Good morning, guys. So today our last day here in Ulan-Ude, and tomorrow we're actually gonna take a train 2 days to another city. That's why in our last day I want to do something super interesting. So only in Ulan-Ude have this special temple where it's like a Buddhism temple, but special is because they inside have a person who technically he is dead, but many people still think that he is alive because after he died, after 72 years, his body it's still like normal body, and people believe that he is in a so deep meditation. So I really want to see him, and I come to Ulan-Ude only because of this guy. Are you excited to see this guy? Honestly.
I'm okay. So like there are two sides of this. There's a scientific side, there is also the spiritual side. Scientific people, they think that, you know, after examine, obviously this guy is already dead. But whereas the spiritual side of people, they think that he's still in deep meditation, so he's still alive. So I guess this trip will find out whether he's alive or dead.
Yeah.
So before we go out today, I actually want to show you what a typical residential building in Russia looks like. And it's outdoor. And it's very close to the other apartments as well. See, like each door, it's only like maybe an arm distance, that's it. And see this one, there's even no space. I was just thinking, like if you open door at the same time, you're just gonna bang together.
Yeah, definitely.
Basically, they have a name for these staircases. We call it staircases in, you know.
We call it podъезд. So for staircase, we have different name, and this like area, special area inside, we call it podъезд.
Ah, we call it fire exit actually. No. Because usually the building have elevator, but Russian buildings usually don't have elevators because there's only like what, 5 to 6 floors.
Yeah.
And you can see the doors, they are very like old style as well. It's like a wooden door and people paint on it.
Yeah, sometimes because it's super old, people just paint like color it. This is our mailboxes. Usually it's already open. People see it's like kind of broken.
So it's not very secure actually.
It's not.
So people don't even lock it.
No.
So it's very easy to steal your letters.
Yes.
So if you send your credit card, people can just like take it. Yeah, for me this kind of reminds me of a fire exit, but then there's also like, you know, residential doors here.
And you know, sometimes I don't really want to say this, but I want to be honest with you. So sometimes Russian people, not all of them, but sometimes Russian people, because we don't have toilet everywhere, so they can't be here. That's why he is always so smelly, like a pee smell.
Yeah, he has this like pungent smell. The other day when we walked in, I was like, oh, did someone pee here? Apparently it is quite common. And yeah, this is how the building entrance looks like. It is powered with, you use a key card, right? Like this? Uh-huh. Yep.
And this one to call to apartment if someone have phone inside.
Not gonna lie, this doesn't look like a residential building entrance at all. Usually in Hong Kong, the buildings entrance are very grand. You know, there's like glass door, there's security guard standing there. Russian apartments, like this.
Just like this, safe.
Yeah, it's like a vault. So this time in Ulan-Ude, we actually specifically choose a very local neighborhood. And right opposite the building, there is actually a playground space. I guess it's very similar to, you know, other countries as well. Do you think these are old playgrounds?
No, this is already new style, yeah.
Yeah, I can see the colors. They look pretty new. But Russian people, they love kind of like, you know, graffitis or like sign something everywhere. Everywhere you go on the street, you'll see something like that. And yeah, this is kind of like a new style playground already. You can see there are some exercising machine as well, but not a lot of people are using it.
Yeah, this one looks so new because when I was young, I used to play with super Soviet style playground, like with rust and everything.
Yeah, and yesterday we were actually just sitting on the bench right there and just feeding the pigeons because we got some bread from the train. So yeah, it's actually quite a relaxing local neighborhood. It's just at night, this area is a bit loud. There's like construction going on next to the building, and then suddenly one night there's just a train parking right next to our building, like a train, like seriously like a train. And Ulan-Ude, there are lots of this type of birds. What are they called?
Lastочка.
Lastочка.
Yes, Justin called it plastic.
Plastichka, I call it. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's always construction going on right here. And our building is just right there. It's one of these apartments. And during the daytime, it gets really hot because apparently, like, as the colder the region it is, the more likely there's no aircon in the apartment here in Russia. Our apartment has no aircon because I think Ulan-Ude is a place that can get really cold in winter, like -35, was it?
40.
-40 degrees, yeah. So that doesn't make sense for them to build like an aircon, especially because winters in Russia are long, summers are short. Pigeons.
Don't caca on me, don't caca. My mother at home actually don't have icon too. Be ready.
Good to know. So we are currently stopped in the middle of nowhere because apparently I think our tires have some problems. I think maybe we've got a puncture or something. So I think he's just replacing the tire or fixing it somehow.
We still have around 30 minutes to go there.
Especially because Russia, they don't use seatbelts, you know.
Yeah, I noticed that you stopped using seatbelt too.
No, because I tried to grab it, I couldn't get it. It's stuck. See?
Really?
See? It's stuck. So I couldn't get it.
Yes, welcome to Russia.
Anyway, on the way just now, we actually saw a lot of really beautiful sceneries, especially we saw a lot of those like wooden houses along both sides. It's kind of like villages in a way. But yeah, it's really interesting.
Make a wish. So just now we spin these things and the people saying it's like for luck and you can make a wish when you're doing this, so make a wish. And also another person said it's for people who don't have time to pray, maybe today, they can do this and it's like you already count like you're praying. But I don't know, it's just from everything I heard just now from people.
So before we start, I want to quickly talk about some interesting facts about this place. So this temple was actually the first Buddhist temple being built in the Soviet Union after World War II. Apparently it is as a gesture of kind of like a religious tolerance that Russia is very open to different religions. So that's why they allow the construction of this temple. And it's probably the most reputable Buddhist temple here in Russia. So what we're doing here, this is actually a Tibetan styled mantra, Buddhist mantra. So basically the guy was saying that if you spin around for one full circle, it gives you good health.
Health benefits, life benefits, everything good for you.
So this Buddhist complex right now, it's actually being used as kind of like an education center, like a monastery for people to come and connect spiritually, to pray. In this complex, there are actually a lot of these wooden huts as well, surrounding the whole place. So it looks like the kind of place where people would stay here, because we do see a lot of things and belongings stayed inside the house, like, you know, calves, and there's people living here.
So interesting though, why they living nearby that sun, the temple?
I think
like
it's to stay
close.
connected. You know, this place is a place of worship, and yeah, I think it's a convenience of just staying spiritual and connected to the place, I guess. Just now, we actually saw a lot of people just close their eyes, put their hand out like this, and they walk towards that temple, right? That mini temple right there.
The stone.
And apparently, if you touch the stone in the middle, when you close your eyes, your wish would come true.
Yeah, but if you don't touch, then not true. She said if you turn right from the stone, means you not enough hard try for your wish. But if you turn left, then means some reason and your wish not become true. She said right hand, this woman said left hand. I don't know. Let's left hand then. I'm so scared to walk with closed eyes. I'm so worried to touch something wrong.
You made it.
Wow, so nice. Can I open my eyes? Wow, looks so beautiful. Do you want to try? That's an interesting feeling.
Okay.
When you close your eyes and you're walking, you don't know where you walk. It's so scary. They say if you come to this place, you can touch the stone only one time. If you want to touch second time, you need to come another time.
So cannot miss then.
Yeah, don't miss. She's walking to the right side, means
Can she go back to like find a rock?
No, cannot. Means
So if
her
she miss,
wish.
then she miss.
Her wish will be true only if she will try her best.
It looks like it's not as easy as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, she go to another road already. Okay, let's see, Justin. Wish, make a wish, make a wish. Okay, stop.
Oh.
Touch the stone.
Next time, better luck. I was on the way back to the car actually. I just want to say this place, it feels very peaceful and calm, and you can actually hear they were singing some kind of like mantra or like worshipping songs in the background. It's very subtle, but this place is very calm.
Yeah, unfortunately we cannot show you what's inside that sun because they're not allowed to film, and we respect this. I will try to find some photo on the internet and put here how it looks like.
So we just went into the temple where Lama Itagilov body was, and I just want to quickly tell some stories like why he's such a significant figure in the Buddhist history. So basically, he was one of the most respected Lama. I think he was the 12th significant Lama in this region. And when he was very ill and close to pass away, he actually instructed his fellow monks to put him in kind of like a box so he can continue to meditate. And he was actually buried alive. And he actually tell his fellow monk that when they dig him up again later in a few years, his body will still be intact and in good shape. They dug him up for 2 times. The first time was in 1955 when they dug him up, and apparently they were still surprised to see like, oh, everything, his body is not corrupted at all. It was seen as a miracle at that time. So then they put him back into the ground. After another 50 years, which is in 2002, they dig him up for the second time to actually do some thorough scientific analysis. A miracle for them, because up to this day, still no one knows why his body was still, you know, in such good shape.
Yes, so just now we actually went inside. Before we go in, we actually bought this, it's called hadak. When we go inside, they actually in the internet they're saying we need to buy this hadak to go to see Lama because it's kind of respectful. After that, when we go inside, we just make some spin again these things and we see him. He's still there, and it just, I don't know, how do you feel when he's you? I remember I read when they take it out him, the doctor, when he saw his body, he's saying, call for me another doctors because otherwise people won't believe me.
I was honestly quite shocked, you know, to see his body is still in a meditation position. I guess that's for one. And secondly, you can still see, you know, compared to a normal corpse, his body is still okay. His face was a bit disfigured, I would say, but in general, he was in good shape.
Yeah, we'll put photo somewhere here so you can see also. Yeah, he looks, I don't know. I know people still believing that he's still alive in so deep meditation. And just now when we've been there, I heard how some guide they actually saying you need to stay there, introduce yourself to this Lama and explain like who are you, where are you from, and what you want in this life. You cannot say you want iPhone, you want something else like money. You need to say something. For example, we want to like war in Russia stop already, or we want to like some blessing for ourselves. So we kind of can talk to him. And after that, when you talk to Lama Itagila, first thing that come to your mind, this is thinking it's his answer. So it's super interesting for me.
So just at the start, they actually gave us these kind of scarf to go into the temple. And once we finished like walking around the temple, we gave this to the monk, and he actually tied a knot here. And this is called a brilliant knot, apparently. So the monk actually said this is for your own protection.
Yeah, he said you can keep it, and can protect yourself from everything. Okay, I think that's it for this video. I hope you was super interesting to watch this because we are.
Honestly, this region is so different to other regions in Russia, and yeah, I'm just still shocked to see such culture in Russia. You know, it's so different to the Russia that I know growing up.
Okay, tomorrow we're gonna take a train for 2 days, Trans-Siberian train to go to another city, and we'll make special episode about this. So see you in the next episode.
Пока-пока.
Пока-пока.